Hey, ma'am.
You can just write in the chat so that we can move very quickly. So if you have studied the material we posted in your group, let me know. Just put in the chat, yes, I have, so that we know where to start. Fantastic, thank you. Okay. All right, so we'll just do a very quick rundown so that you get a very good sense of what we're about to do. You know that during your program, you went through a series of topics on ICCP, whether you were in the intervention group or in the control group. And over the course of the program, a good number of you experienced some significant transformations. Some of those stories we asked you to share on LinkedIn in the course of the program, what has been happening with you. But it's been a couple of months now. And you know, the whole essence of the program is that it should be sustainable, right? And so we expect that between when you finish the program and this period, we should have had some more stories, some more interesting things happening with you, some more impact areas, some more transformations. And so rather than ask you to fill another Google form, for instance, we would prefer that you share real quality, tangible stories with us. I hope everybody can hear me. Please, if you, can everybody hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes, ma'am. You can hear you.
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you.
Real, very, very interesting stories with us. What have you been up to since last year? Where have you been? How have you used the information and the knowledge and the learnings that you got from the program? That's what we want. But beyond that, we also want to give you an opportunity. Remember, this is about career progression, and we take advantage of every opportunity that we find. That's the whole essence of ICCP. Learning how to strategically position yourself for every opportunity you can grab. And so this is one such opportunity that will benefit you if you can key into it. What we want to do this time around is capture your stories, not on LinkedIn this time around, but in a proper documented form, so that you are not just content creators on LinkedIn, but you can actually become authors on the program. So your story is your story, right? Whether you have experienced transformations through in the area of admission, maybe you got a grant, you won a scholarship, you started a business, you got a job, an internship, or you connected with some very interesting people, you embarked on some projects. We want all of those stories. So how are we going to organize your stories? We've identified 5 themes. Remember, we had different topic areas, but for the purpose of publishing your work, to be able to capture the stories properly and document them, we've identified 5 themes that you can explore to share the stories that you have. The first is accessing career funding and how that relates to career enhancement via education. Remember the 3 career routes. You have education, you have employment, you have entrepreneurship. So if by virtue of ICCP, you've been able to secure a scholarship, you got admission into a university of your choice, you were able to get admission to study a course of your choice, and you got funding for that, we want that story. That's theme 1. If you have been able to further your education in any form, and you're able to get money, grants, fellowships, whatever it is, we want that story. Secondly, if you're able to get money via employment, whether you got a full-time job or you got an internship, you started volunteering and then it was converted to some kind of payment for you, whatever it is, we want the story. We want to know how you got the job, how you navigated, what connections did you make, who did you reach out to, how did you apply, where did you see the opportunity, who did you speak with, who supported you, what were the challenges. We want those stories. If you've been able to start a business, a good number of you have been able to start a business, and that's fantastic. We want to know, how did you get on that journey? For some people, they might have registered a business before. They didn't do anything with it. But after ICCP, they've revived the business. The business is doing well. For some people, they just started recently. They registered a business and they're into one service or the other, one product or the other, whatever it is you're doing. We want to know how you started, how you got registered, what challenges you have encountered. Are you employing people? How is the experience? What have you learned? What challenges have you experienced on that journey? Who helped you? How did the program support that aspect of your life? Even your mentors, if you've been connecting with them, speaking with them, your lecturers in school, everything about the story, we want to have it. If you've made some very strategic partnerships, that's another very important area. That is theme 4. Some very important strategic partnerships. Remember the assignment we gave you to put up a LinkedIn post, connect with some NGOs, connect with some professional bodies, put up your CV. If you've been able to connect strategically, it doesn't matter who the person is or what organization it is or what project you embarked on with them. We want that story. I know that there are people that have excelled in different areas. I follow some of your stories. Some of you tag me, some of you have been tagging me some of your posts. So I know that there are things that have been happening. So we want to be able to document all of these things. Whether the person you connected with is strictly for academic purposes or for business purposes or for any other kind of development aspects of your life, as long as it enhances your career one way or the other, we want that story. Okay? Finally, we want the story about how you are able to align your SDGs with your career and achieve career equilibrium. Now, for some people, they may not have necessarily started a business, but something that has always been of interest to you, something that has been of passion, an area that you really, really are interested in. You might have started something in that area. It might not have been a registered business. Maybe, for instance, you started a community work, helping people in your community to do one thing or the other. Or you started an advocacy. Perhaps you believe in mental health, you believe in girl-child education, whatever it is. Or maybe you start writing by the side that is not directly related to
You're muted, ma.
You're muted.
Ma.
We can't hear you, ma.
Okay, you can hear me now, right? I think that was an error. Okay. What was the last thing you heard? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so what did you hear? Did you hear the theme 4 or theme 5?
That. You only,
Before that, ma.
you only said something like advocacy and everything.
Yes.
That's thing 5. So I was saying that any way you've been able to achieve career equilibrium, in the sense that you've been able to explore your areas of interest, your areas of passion, things that resonate with you, causes that you believe in, even if you have not started a business in that area, but you have done something, you've been able to execute one thing or the other, or it might just be, like I said, advocacy. Maybe you've been able to start something, advocating for a cause that you believe in, whether it's health issues, it's gender issues, educational issues, whatever kind of advocacy or interest areas, you've started making something that's of interest to you, or you just gather people around you to teach them, to encourage them, whatever it is that has been able to bring peace to you by achieving equilibrium. We want to hear that story. If you have become an SDG advocate, maybe by virtue of somebody you met, a connection, we want to hear that story. How did it happen? What steps did you take? At what point did you get that nudge to really go out of your comfort zone to do something? You know, many of these things, you have provided some of them previously in the past Google Forms, but we want to have more flesh. We want it to be more grounded. We want it to be more relatable in the sense that, you know, you right now, you're already ahead of a lot of people. We want a situation where people will read your stories and they'll be inspired. They will be able to see that it is possible to achieve this and that. Before you know it, you too, you have become an expert. And I'll give you a good example. There's one of our ICCP fellows who was actually invited by one of our SET fellows to be a guest speaker on a program. The fact that she had gone through ICCP already gave her a leverage. So she is now mentoring even younger people, other students who are coming up, who are still trying to find their way. If you have gone through ICCP, you too, you have become an expert, you have learned something. And until you begin to properly reflect on your journey, document what you have gone through, what you have learned, how far you have come, so that you can be positioned also to begin to inspire other people, to begin to impact other people, to begin to mentor others. That's what we are trying to achieve here. Okay, if that is clear, please just let me know that you understand so that we can proceed.
Yes, ma'am, we understand.
Thank you very much. Okay, so all of the stories, we want you to be able to project wide, give us as much details as possible, be as real as possible, be as authentic as possible. Okay, the Google form will be restricted to certain limited information, but when you're writing a whole story, you have 10 pages. Tell us as much as possible, okay, so that people really understand how, not just what. Okay, how to move from point A to point B, how to proceed. You know, for a lot of people, that's really the challenge. It's not like they don't know what they want to do, but how to start. But you already know. So you are going to be positioning yourself as mentors to the younger generation. You should celebrate yourself. Are you excited?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we are.
So how
Yes,
do you make your contributions? You know, this is a very elaborate project. It's a massive project. If you are calling for this level of involvement, we have to be very structured about it. So what we will need you to do is, you first have to send in an abstract, which is a summary of your story for a particular theme. Now, even though there are 5 themes, for some people, their areas of strength, where they have experienced the most transformations, may be in theme 1, 2, or 5. Some others may be 3 and 4. For some that have been super, you know, have experienced super transformations, you might have stories in the 5 areas. But what is most important is focus on your areas of strength. You don't necessarily need to write on the 5. If you have quality, fantastic stories in the 5 areas, no problem. Otherwise, write on the areas that you know that the whole world needs to hear this story. Okay, so that's the first thing. As long as you've completed ICCP, you're eligible to participate in this program. Okay, so you send in your abstract first. We will look at it and determine that it suits the thing that you want to write to us before you now send us the full paper. All of that will be address as we proceed. Now, it is very important that we adhere to the format. Because of the number of submissions that we are expecting, please be concise while being detailed or being comprehensive. Concise means that give us the real gist. Don't say, oh, they said we can write up to 10 pages. So you just begin to write, whatever is not relevant. No. Ensure that your story is hot, is tight. If your story comes in 5 pages, 5 powerful pages is good enough. If your story comes in 7 pages, it is good enough. If it is 10 pages, make sure that every page is hot and sizzling, is dripping with hot gists. That is what we want. It has to be really, really catchy. And we have created a structure to help you. We know that for some people, this may be the first time that you be doing anything like this. And so there is the opportunity for you to collaborate with our set fellows in their own program, and they will also be writing their own stories. But because they are already used to publishing, they can help you, they can guide you. Okay, so you can collaborate with a maximum of 2 set fellows to write your papers for each particular. Like if you have, for instance, you want to write 5 chapters. If you have 5 stories, you want to write 5 chapters for the 5 themes. You can collaborate with one person, one set fellow on each chapter. You will be the first author, the set fellow will be the second author. So you will be the one to drive the conversation. It's your story is the real story. What we want them to do is to be able to guide you on how to package your story. And not just that, they also have to indicate their own contribution to your story. Like the example I gave about the ICCP fellow who was invited as a guest speaker. If she wants to write about that kind of a story, for instance, that kind of a thing may fall under strategic partnerships or career equilibrium, depending on how she frames it. Okay. Now, for that kind of a story, she can easily collaborate with that lecturer who invited her to create that story. If your story is on how you started a business, for instance, you can collaborate with a set fellow who perhaps in the course of your program, or maybe your lecturer, who a set fellow who was also your lecturer, who helped you maybe fine-tune your ideas, who you went to, who supported you, or even after this briefing, you can just reach out to them and ask for guidance. As long as that person can show us, even if it is in a minimal way, their contribution to that story, it is good enough. What we don't want is for set fellows to just put their name on your paper, on your chapter, and say, I'm a co-author. No, we want real, tangible contributions. So remember, we have taught you how to engage. It's part of strategic partnerships, collaborations. So you can reach out to them. They can reach out to you. We will also be having a briefing with them to let them know that they will be doing this with you. So both of you, one is looking for this one. You two, they are looking for you. You two are looking for them. So you connect, find a meeting ground somewhere and see how you can develop your stories. You will have support on ground. We have a publications team that will provide you support in case you have issues, you have questions, or you need to talk to somebody. We'll have that in place, okay? Now, how to submit? Like I said, you submit your abstract first. Your abstract should not be more than 200 words per story. So whether you have one chapter, you want to submit one chapter or 2 or 5, each abstract should be a maximum of 200 words. Keep it short. What we want in that abstract is just to be able to have a taste of what you want to write, to be sure that you know what you are doing and it conforms to the theme that you want to write on. Remember, there are 5 themes. So if you submit an abstract, that abstract should correspond to the particular theme that you want to focus on. So that is very important. So you submit that first, we will assess it, and then if you submit for 5 and the 5 is the whole entire 5, they are good enough, we'll give you go ahead. You give us 5 stories. If you submit and maybe we feel that one is not so strong, we might tell you, okay, merge this aspect with this aspect so that it is more comprehensive and catchy. So that's part of the things we need to do. We need to do that before we get the full story. So once you get your clearance, based on the abstracts you have submitted, you can then give us the full story. Once you have submitted your abstract, please start writing the full story immediately so that you have enough time. Okay? The Google form where you will submit your details has already been opened. That link has been sent to you. You were asked to study that Google form. It's very important. Why is that so? Apart from submitting your stories, apart from submitting individual papers, it is also important that we're able to gather everything together and then get some critical data that can allow us monitor everything going on. So that's the whole essence of the Google form. We need to be able to monitor who has submitted what, when what was submitted, what was done, who is responsible for this, whose chapter is that, and things like that, so that things don't get mixed up. Remember, I said it's a massive project. So that's for that. The specifications for how you should write your chapter we've already outlined all of that in the document you got. If you have any issues, again, you have your set fellow, your co-author, who will guide you. They are already used to chapter publications, so they know how it is done. Okay. Then let's go to title competition. Now, so far, any questions? Do you understand? If it's clear, please let me know. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Understand?
It's clear, ma'am. We understood.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so title competition. Apart from the opportunity to be an author, you also have the opportunity to enter for the titles competition. What the title competition is, we have, for ICCP, we have 5 themes. So we have different stories coming in for each of the various themes. Depending on how we package at the end of the day, each theme can translate into one book that contains the stories for that particular theme. So you have the opportunity to join by proxy, join the publishing team to suggest titles for the books. There's going to be a title for each chapter. Your chapter will have a title, that other person's chapter will have a title, but the book itself will have its own title. So feel if you have a wing of creative idea and a book title hits you that resonates, that connects properly or highlights or emphasizes a particular thing, you can suggest that in your submission. So just provide the title there. We will do a collection of titles and then we will assess. If we feel that your title is very powerful and captures what we want to do, we can adapt or adopt as the case may be. If that is the case, if you become one of the title competition winners, there's something for you. You can get the further details in the publication, the document released. Amongst other things, I don't know if you have seen or heard, but Dr. Akan will be coming to Nigeria next month to meet with your university management to discuss some very, very important things and some things related pertaining to you also. So part of what we are proposing for chapter winners is at least you will get copies of his books. He has published 3 books presently, but 2 will be available to those who participate in this exercise. All the principles of ICCP are contained in the graduate code and the professional code. So you have access to those 2 materials as added benefits. It is very important, please, that we adhere to submission deadlines. This is a time-bound project. It's not the intervention itself. Publishing is time bound. So it's important that you submit when you're supposed to submit. Please work with your co-authors, work with your university leads, work with your, you're also going to have some publishing representatives in your various institutions, okay? To help you to ensure that you meet the various deadlines. This is very important. Whatever you don't understand again, they will be there to help you. After the publishing, every contributor, every author on the project will get a soft copy of their materials. So if you submitted a chapter for a particular theme and we publish the theme in a book, you will get access to the soft copy. The hard copy, because of shipment and other things, will come at a cost if you want the hard copy, but you will get the soft copy for free. You're not paying for publishing, you're not paying for reviews, you're not paying for getting your work out. The work will be published. You will get free soft copies of all the publications as we release them. Something very important, sharing on LinkedIn. You know, everything we do it boldly. We share what we do. We are excited about what we do. We share testimonies about what we do. And so for this project, we will also be sharing on LinkedIn, but it's important that we are guided on how it's done. When it comes to publishing in a book, proper publishing, not just LinkedIn posts, you need to be sure that, one, you don't divulge your chapter content, whether it's your title, your abstract, or key important details, confidential information regarding what you are doing before it is published. Plagiarism is real. Intellectual theft is real. So guard your work. The channels of submission are clear. You submit your manuscripts to me. You have my phone number in the documents. Then you submit in the Google form. The only thing you will be doing on LinkedIn is sharing excitement, anticipation. Remember the post we did on excited about ICCP, that kind of a thing. But this time around, we are not using that hashtag. We want to be able to monitor and track all the conversations on this project. That's why for this one, we'll be using hashtag ICCP and hashtag first 50, top 50 on ICCP. What does first 50, top 50 mean? Remember when we did first 10, top 10? We said that the first 10 people to submit their assignment and get it right will be celebrated. In this case, the first 50 ICCP fellows to submit their manuscripts according to specification that meet our criteria are the ones we will select. Remember, there are hundreds of you on this program. So in a sense, you can still say this is another kind of competition, but then not everybody will have a story in every area. So remember I said before, focus on your areas of strength so that you have a higher chance of being selected. Imagine that you are considered top 50 ICC fellows in the entire country. This is just the beginning of the conversation. Remember, the thing with progress and progression, you don't know where the thing is heading to. I'm sure, I doubt if any of you thought that you'll be experiencing this kind of thing on a second phase. So you don't know where that thing is leading. Please take it very seriously. If you find yourself in first 50, top 50, I can guarantee you that you are on another level. You are on another level altogether, and that is the truth of the matter. So work hard at it. So you do your post. Your post should indicate your personal excitement, the effort you're putting into it, your expectations. You talk around it. Let's know that you are in on it and you're working towards it without necessarily divulging the core details of what you are submitting. So that's very important. And when you do your post, you have to tag our organizations, so that, because everybody's watching. Everybody is watching everybody. Everybody is following up on what everybody is doing. So you tag FCDO, Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office. You tag Lancaster University. You tag British Council. You tag NUC, National Universities Commission, and then you tag your university. Whether you know it or not, you realize it or not, your university is watching you too. That's very important. And for those who have graduated, congratulations. But you still have this opportunity. So it's like double blessings on both sides. Okay, then you also need to tag the project management team, because we also need to keep an eye on what you're doing and follow up on what everybody's up to. So you tag the project management team, the project director, Professor Kirk Semple. You tag the project manager, Dr. Akan. You tag the deputy project manager, me. Then you tag your university coordinator. It is very, very important. Your university coordinators must be aware of what you are up to, because they are the ones that give reports to your vice chancellors. Very, very important. You tag again, we have identified 5 contact persons, just in case in the course of your work, maybe you're unable to reach your co-author immediately, or maybe you're even having challenges getting a co-author. You can reach out to your coordinator, you can reach out to the contact persons. The names have been provided in the document that was released to your various groups. There are 5 contact persons you have there. For each of your posts, you should tag at least one of them, so that when we want to find out, okay, how are they doing, what challenges are they having, we will have people who can give us first account of what is going on. This is very important. Okay. After you have submitted, your work will be reviewed by the publications team. If you have never participated in a publishing project before, maybe you have never published an article in a journal or a book chapter, usually you will have people review what you have submitted. So we have created a framework, a rubric that allows us to properly assess everybody's submission, and a template has been sent, is contained in that document, so you have an idea of what we'll be looking out for. It is very important that you strive to ensure that you score 5 on each item. If you say write it in this way, write it in that way. If you say provide this information, provide the information. The less effort we need to put into reviewing your work, the better for everybody. If we pick up your manuscripts and everything just flowing, fantastic, yes, check, you're good to go. Okay, remember it is first 50, top 50. Once we have reached the size that we can handle, we will just have to cut it off. I don't know if there will be another opportunity, but we have to work with what is manageable per time. That is very important. So please pay attention to your work. Ensure that you work with your authors, so that whatever you're submitting fantastic manuscripts. You will be the one to submit. Okay. You are collaborating with them, you are the first author, so that you too begin to take responsibility and see how these things are done. Before long, some of you will join academia and you begin to publish papers. This is the training ground. Some of you might decide, okay, I don't want to be in academia. I want to do something more professional or entrepreneurial. You can still publish books. This is the training ground. So if you can get this right, if you can flow with this, trust me, this is another feather to your career cap. If you understood everything I've explained, just give me a thumbs up. Thank you. Fantastic. All right, so if you have, I believe that I might have been able to answer some of the questions you might have had, but if you still have any questions, any areas that you want us to clarify, let's quickly go through them. Any questions?
Okay, ma'am, I have a question.
Go ahead. You can unmute and speak so that everybody can benefit from your question. Hello, is my sound good? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Somebody had a question.
I have a question.
Okay, ma'am. So I'm asking regarding the contact persons in the document sent. It stated that we had to contact our university coordinators, but some of the universities, the coordinators are not listed there. So can we just contact any of the 5 persons listed there?
Okay, I believe that you would still know your coordinators, but if that is an issue, we will send the list of coordinators again to your WhatsApp groups.
Okay, ma'am. Because personally, I have some other little questions I would like to ask. I would not like to ask it here on this platform, personally. So it would be nice if we could just reach out to our university coordinators themselves and talk with them regarding those questions.
Send the list of coordinators again to your WhatsApp groups in case you might have forgotten their names and their phone numbers, their LinkedIn accounts, so you can reach out to them.
Yes,
You should
ma'am.
work closely.
Okay.
Any
Thank you,
other
ma'am.
question? Yeah.
Thank you for the wonderful session, ma'am. So I don't know if I missed that part, but my question is regarding the deadline.
Deadline.
Deadline for
Yeah,
the
there are different
submission.
deadlines. If you look at the document that was sent to you, we have very detailed timelines for different activities. When each activity will happen, the date we announce, make the call, the date Google Form will open, the date for live session, the date you have to submit your abstracts, the date, the submission of abstracts, that's 29th of May. By the 29th of May, all abstracts should have come in. Try to make it as early as possible. Don't wait till the last minute. This one, there's no Google Form opening and closing. If you don't submit, we have moved on. We are looking for 50 powerful people to celebrate them. Okay, so all the deadlines are there. The Google Form will close on the 30th. Then the date you'll be notified, everything is in the document sent to you. There's a table there. You will find it, important dates and publishing fees. All the dates that you need to know are contained in there. If you need further explanations regarding how they will operate, your coordinators and the contact persons, please keep them close to you. Very important.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Do you have any other questions? Are we together? If you are looking forward to being on this project, let me see your thumbs up. I'm in it together with you. Let's see you. Who should I be expecting? Fantastic, beautiful. I'll be looking forward to reading your stories. We want to publish you to the whole world and let the whole world know that new champions have arrived on the scene. Beautiful. All right, so I wouldn't want us to stay too long. If you don't have any other questions, I will allow you to go and think through everything, reflect on your journey, recall your stories. Again, something very important. You know, you can actually make reference to the things you have submitted previously in your Google form. You can make reference to your previous LinkedIn posts. Go and, properly sit down and think through everything you have gone through, all the submissions you have done, all the information you have provided, and begin to elaborate on them, build on them, beef them up, give us details, give us the juicy part, package it in such a way that somebody will see you as an expert. Oh. Okay, so I think we can call it a day if there are no further questions. Did we have fun?
Yes, ma'am, we did. I had so much fun, and
Yeah,
a lot of my questions were answered as well.
Right then, happy new month in advance. And I'm looking forward to your stories.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Thank you.